Our platform will let you connect with your CRM, with your accounting, your finance, your sales and marketing, your Google ads, and then you will mesh all this data that will make sense for you, that makes sense for your business.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Growth and Scaling Podcast. Today, we are talking data and we are talking growth around data, which is what stimulates a lot of growth. You got to know your data if you're going to grow. So today we got a special guest. Javed, will you please tell us who you are and what does your business do?
Yeah, thank you, Todd, for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to talk on your show.
Thank you.
So, hey, everybody, this is Javed Syed. I am the CEO and co-founder of Lyftrondata. So, Lyftrondata is enabling enterprises like yours to be data-driven. So, we help enterprises to move the data from different various platforms where you could not able to afford to code. So, we make it easier for you to bring the data from different CRM platforms, ERP platforms, sales and marketing platform, and make it into analysis ready data without any engineering. So that way you can get acceleration of that data with 200 time acceleration at 1/10 of the cost.
Whoa. All right. Talk more detail into this because a lot of people are listening to this going, every time I talk about data, I don't want to think about data. They just want to have leads. They want to have leads convert. They want to have things happen in their CRM. What is it why are you facilitating the data into different platforms and things like that?
Right. Normally, if you use, most of the enterprises use CRM, right? You may be using Salesforce, you may be using other CRM platforms.
Right.
Dumping the data into the CRM, you may be having multiple companies, right? You may be using a single common CRM with multiple tenants. You dumping the data, but you are not getting the insight. You're not getting the cross-platform insight. If you need to figure out how many number of customers are coming from a specific ads you're running on the Google, specific ads you're running on Facebook, how would you do that cross-platform analytics? That's where we come into play. Our platform will let you connect with your CRM, with your accounting, your finance, your sales and marketing, your Google ads, and then you will mesh all this data that will make sense for you, because the data sitting in CRM is raw data that does not make any sense until unless you convert that data into an information that makes sense for your business.
That's so you're enhancing the data essentially.
We are converting the data into an information, and that information will help business to perform analytics to be analysis ready.
Cool. All right. So what kind of clients are you looking for? Like who's your primary avatar?
Our customers are anybody and everybody who are using different data management platforms. Like it could be an HR group which are using a payroll platform, because you're using a lot of employees, you're running the payroll. Now you need to figure it out, what is the analytics about those platforms, because those platforms do not provide you or do not provide you drill down reports. Right? We can't see the analysis changes. That's where we come into play, because we build the connectors around ADP, we build the connector around Gusto, whatever your favorite payroll platform, we have the connectors available for that. Similar way, you have a marketing team. There are a lot of marketing companies which are using the Google ads. You're running the ads on LinkedIn, you're running the ads on Twitter. How would you know whether which ads are really working? Because you can't go and log in each one of the platform and see what works.
Right.
That's where we come into play. We will massage the data from all of these different ad platforms, jointly give you the analysis that what really works. So that way you know what is working. Pump in your money in a specific that ad, in a specific that region where you're getting the more hits from.
Right. Now those are two very different use cases. How are you hitting both use cases, or are you connecting the data some way, shape, or form?
Our connectors are there for pretty much for all of these different use cases. Our customers will able to use our connectors to connect this data that make it analysis ready.
Right.
Because you may be having your sales data sitting in CRM, but whatever you are paying for running that ad is sitting in your ERP, because you may be paying with the credit card bills and so on. And similar way, when you're running the ads, that will be sitting in your sales and marketing channels.
Right. Okay. Fascinating. Well, that's pretty cool. I mean, that's actually a really, really useful product, especially for businesses that are running a lot of data.
That really makes sense, because in nowadays you can see a lot of businesses are dealing with huge amount of data. You are
Yeah.
collecting data, but you are really not understanding how would you make sense out of the data. That's where we
Right.
coming into play, and we are saying that instantly you can simply punch in your API key, and we will make the data available in a relational format. That way, you have your data analyst, you have your business analyst. They can easily able to go and understand the data, and that way they can easily able to design the models that make sense for your business.
Cool. Very cool. All right. So now that we know what your business does and who you're trying to serve, let's talk about your business. Tell us about your growth journey. I mean, you've been running this, you've been in data for a long time, but you've started the company a few years ago. How have you gotten to where you're at right now? I mean, obviously you've got a lot of employees now. You've got a lot of market. You're starting to penetrate the market. Tell us about your growth journey.
Right. So I have more than 25 years of expertise in that specific space, right? That's what I've been started my career way back in 2002. I have done
Cool.
my master's in business intelligence, right? So that's where, when I was working, I'm a technical person. When I used to work in different projects, I found there is a big gap in the industry because a lot of time I see the project got shelved because we require to do something, but that requiring the programming requirement, that requiring the
Right.
funding, and because
Right.
of that funding approvals, we see the project got either pushed out and then finally got shelved. So that's where I
Gotcha.
came into this specific idea that why don't we bring such solution, which is basically an industry pain point, and bring the connectors around it. So that way, there is no need for these enterprises to pump in the money for hiring the resources for coding, whereas you will be
Right.
getting something ready-made from the market, and that will make life easier for you. So
Right.
we started this journey almost started the product journey almost 5 years back. The product was building from that time, whatever I had in my mind. So I brought in that idea into the product to make it reality. And
Right.
then 3 years back, we launched the company. And then from there, we have attracted a quite different type of customers that's involving the enterprise customers. We have government customers. We have healthcare. We are targeting education. We are targeting your
Right.
different data centers, e-commerce companies. So we have a very diverse customers which are using our product. And the good part is that we are getting continuously renewals every year for these customers. And now we are finding a lookalike audience that we are serving for
Nice.
the same customers.
Nice. 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 Obviously, that's where the growth and scaling really starts to happen. How
Yes,
are you
that's right.
facilitating that though? I mean, a lot of companies struggle the first few years with revenue, trying to match their outreach versus trying to, onboard these clients. How have you been able to facilitate your growth to this point?
I think you can see it this way. We spent, it will be a surprise for you, we spent $0 in marketing ads. I don't believe in marketing ads.
Wow.
What I did, what we did is we turn around the process and we turn around our overall website and our overall offering based on the use cases. And
Interesting.
based on that use cases, we pretty much get most of the leads are inbound. By sitting in US, I able to close the customers as far as in Japan by sitting it over here, and as far as in Australia without
Awesome.
having spending any dollars or ad money in there. So we have a very solid
Congratulations.
network. And then yeah, thank you. And then I basically go. I have my podcast channel. I basically go and invite different people in that channel to go and talk. It's like a soft marketing trick where we are not asking somebody to buy the product until
Right.
it really makes sense for them to buy it. So that's how we're making it easier. We're building good marketing videos. If you can go to our YouTube channel, so we have a lot of marketing videos that we are doing. And with those videos, we are having a lot of interaction rate where customers are seeing this is really touching what they're trying to do. And with that, be able to have a funnel setup that will bring the leads into our funnel.
Love it. Love it. So you are using funnels, you are generating leads, but you're just not using paid ads to do so.
We are not using paid ads to do so. That's correct. We are using
Love it.
mostly the SEO. We're using the VSEO, but we're using the other ways to generate that. Is eventually writing the white papers, going into the conferences, and then specifically making the website more SEO oriented.
Right.
So I am
Right.
generating more content to the audience, and that content it's eventually bringing the leads.
Just a few seconds to let you know about a project that we've been putting together for the last several months, and we're finally launching it, called the Captain's Council. You see, as a CEO or operator, of a business, it can feel like you get stuck in your own head a lot of the time. You get challenges that you don't know how to resolve. You get people causing problems in your leadership team that you don't know how to resolve. And it's so hard to overcome those things by yourself. You don't have to anymore. Join the Captain's Council. Captain's Council is a group of other CEOs and operators and owners of businesses where we come together once a month for several hours to discuss the biggest challenges you're facing. You express to the council of 8 to 10 people about what's going on. Where do you feel stuck? And these other people are in the same boat as you. They're running and operating their own businesses. They're your peers. They help you kind of dissect what's happening and help you see things that you may not have seen all by yourself. If you don't have a good, strong network of people around you, come join the Captain's Council. This is going to be something that will change the way you run your business and open your eyes to opportunities that you have never seen without the help of your peer group. Come check it out, captainscouncil.com. I love it. I love it. So tell me this though, because a lot of founders out there listening to this podcast are going to be thinking to themselves, well, I need to buy ads. I need to be spending money in Google and Facebook. Tell us, like, you've raised money, you have money to spend. How have you chosen to run it? Why have you chosen to run it this way? And is it sufficient for the growth that you need at this point?
Right. I think the reason for that is because as being a startup, if you eventually go all out, pump the money in the ads, you will get a lot of customers, right? But the thing is, if you are not able to serve those customers well, then it's basically a short-lived success, right?
Right,
So
right,
our
right,
strategy was that we will onboard only the fewer customers, mature the product based on
right,
those customer feedback, have the customer test the product. That way we will have a good vetting process for the customer, which we did for the last 2 years.
right,
Now we are ready for the overall ads, and we will pump in the money in the ads, so that now we have a good lookalike audience. We have a very good testimonial from this audience. We have a
right.
good case study from this audience. So now we can go and we can say, hey, we have helped these companies. If
Yeah,
you are sitting in the same bucket, so we are here to help you, because we have proved through our product and through our support that we
right.
can help them to be successful with whatever they were trying to do.
Love it. I love it. Fascinating. So to date, you have been able to build customer base in a way that you've been able to sustain their growth, right? You've been able to help them onboard correctly and get them functioning the right ways. What do you see looking forward? I mean, what do you feel like your product is stable enough now or developed enough to be able to execute implementation faster?
Yes, absolutely. Because we have added, in this last 2 years, we have added many more extra features based on our customer feedback. So we are the only one in the industry which provide a customization of the product based on your taste. So
Love
that
it.
really helps us in adding a customization journey based on each vertical, and that eventually create a verticalization of our product as well. So we have a financial analytics vertical specifically for the financial segment. Then we have an education analytical vertical for an education segment. So based on these specific customers that we build the verticals, so now we will go and we will find a lookalike audience for the same vertical, because now we easily able to figure it out the whole journey. We have full end-to-end solution. So it's just a matter of a time. Once the lookalike customer will be
Right.
found, they will be
Right.
onboarded, and they don't need to go through with that same pain point that we already figured it out.
Love it. Love it. Very cool. Now, let's talk about some challenges that you've been facing, because every business has challenges. There is no one who starts a business and it runs perfectly the way they thought. What are some surprises that you've hit along the road of trying to launch this business?
I think one of the major challenge was definitely the skills, because as being in a data engineering space, I am very pick in bringing the right group of employees or right group of talent
Sure.
who will think alike, because the great mind always think alike. If you are bringing somebody who is not matching with your frequency, then
Right.
we are not
Right.
going somewhere. So
Right.
initially we have a hard time in finding the right group of people, but I groomed those people. I brought them people up to the speed where now I can see that they
Love it.
are thinking to the same wavelength. Whatever I tell them, whatever requirement is being given, so that requirement will be converted into a product or into a proper information pretty quickly now.
Fascinating. I love it. I love it. That's really cool. So as you've overcome that challenge, what are some other things that you maybe were a little unexpected in hitting as you've tried to grow and build this thing?
I think one of the things that was very unexpected was we do get a lot of leads, but we could not able to materialize a lot of those leads, right? The
Interesting.
reason for that is some of the customers may be looking. It could be we have heard in this last 2 years we are collected all the data that what type of leads we have received, what type of the customers are asking, and how why we could not able to support them with what they were looking. So with
Right.
that, we find the thing that some of the customers were specifically picky about the pricing because our pricing was more tailored toward an enterprise level pricing. So we
Right.
first what we did now we fixed that thing to be pay as you go. So that way you don't need to worry about if you are having a smaller budget, you can come in.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
will pay based on what you use. So we have taken the leap from a snowflake idea of marketing. So we are exactly implementing the same process on our side as well where you can come in, you can pay based on the compute you will use, and then you will scale from there. If you do
Smart.
not, if you have a huge amount of data, suppose we have one of the bigger customer use case who would like to move the data from a couch base in the NoSQL database into a Cosmos, another NoSQL database.
Wow.
And luckily, we are the only one that they have found that have that integration available. But the problem with that customer is that they are sitting with more than 600 gigabyte of data and they have a constraint on the money they would like to spend,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
We can go only up to a certain to help the customers to lower the cost, but we can't make it free.
Right.
So those are some of the challenges that we are playing with to make sure that we are helping the customer to make sure that they are getting what they would like to, so that they will
Yeah.
get most out of it, and at the same time they will understand the benefit of the technology stack that we are bringing in front of them.
I tell you what, building the right product to fit the right client is sometimes the hardest part about launching. And growing is exceptionally challenging when you've launched a lot of different customized products and now you're trying to grow and scale. You got to simplify. You got to bring it down. You got to bring in the reins to what is going to fit a select group of audience, right? So I understand the challenge. That's a big set of challenges that you've been able to face. How have you overcome it? What recommendations do you have for people dealing with the same challenge?
I would say for specifically for the startup world, right? We have done the same thing, and what I felt like is don't derive your idea of basically revenue generation through what
Yeah.
you're getting, what customers are coming and asking you to do. Because with that thing, what would happen? One customer will say, "Okay, you will do this way." Other customer will say, "You will do Y way." So you
Right.
have X
Right.
and Y combination now, which will be very difficult to manage. So my suggestion would be that you will first create your overall plan just to make sure when you're launching something that make understandable, that will make and basically adaptable in the market, and people will easily able to buy that solution instead
Right.
of you go and you changing your pricing model multiple times. That gives
Right.
a negative impact to the customer.
Agreed. Good advice. I like it.
Thank
Tell me, as you've been able to grow and scale, it is very lonely at the top, right? I mean, it's your employees, even your secondhand man, have a hard time understanding the burden that you carry as a founder. What is there someone in your network or someone in your peer group that you've looked at as kind of a mentor or a guide to kind of help you get through this growth journey?
Yes, that's correct. I have a lot of mentors, right? Specifically, I go after my peer, basically from ex Snowflake group, is
Uh
a
huh.
ex Snowflake data hero. He is one of my mentor, and he
Cool.
is being came as an advisor in the company as well. So he's a technical advisor in the company now,
Nice.
and so that's where he brought in good ideas. I have seen his way of idea, and that's what we try to implement in the company to be successful.
Awesome. Awesome. What was his name?
His name is Kirk.
Kirk. Fantastic. Kirk, thank you. Thank you for being on his board. Thank you for advising. I mean, honestly, there's a lot to be said for a good mentor in your business, and I'm so glad you have one who's been able to stick with you and be willing to serve on your board. That's even better. Well, Javed, thank you so much for your time today. Is there somewhere that you're present that people who want to get in touch with you can reach out to you and get a hold of you?
Yes, you can easily able to reach out to us. You can go to our website at lyftrondata.com, and then down below you will have different action items. You can basically
Awesome.
book a meeting with us. You can, if you're interested in investing with us, there is a specific section for the investors as well. And if you
Awesome.
would like to partner with us, there is a specific section for partner with us as well.
Perfect. We're going to put all that in the show notes as well. So thank you so much for being here today. And we look forward to seeing all of you on your growth and scaling journeys in the future. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Todd. It's really nice talking with you, and I hope whatever I have shared would make sense to the multiple coming companies who are coming and starting and basically bringing their startups in 2023, because we understand economy is really not good at this point. But I think
Right.
I would say you should not lose hope. If you have an idea, you will be successful if you have a very good idea to be executed.
I love it. I love it. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I appreciate you. We'll catch you
Thank,
later.
thanks, Todd. Bye.
Hey, welcome back to the show. And I want to know what you thought of the interview. Leave some notes below. Comment. Comments are cool. Comments tell us what you like, what you don't like. They help us understand who can we bring to this show that's going to bring the most value to our listeners, because our listeners are the most important part of the show. We want to grow with you. We want to help you grow and scale your business. We want to provide the data from our interviews that are going to help you grow and scale. If you haven't done so already, make sure you subscribe both the podcast, YouTube channel, wherever you're watching this, and be a part of our community. We invite you in because we want to build a community of other founders who are in the same predicament you are. And that is, you feel alone, you feel nervous, you need some other trusted people who can help you, advise you, be part of your growth journey without having to be a paid founder or a co-founder or a board member. These people can be your friends. Community can be people who can give you the best advice because they're in the same position you are. Just grow and scale your business. I'm so grateful you're here. Share, like, subscribe, do whatever you can to help us build this network, because we appreciate the growth of our community and we want to be here for you when you need us. So thanks for subscribing. Thanks for being a part of the show, and we look forward to catching you on the next episode.